All right, welcome back to the New Equity Network Show. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us. We're broadcasting to you live from the 1160 AM KBCE DFW Business Authority. On this segment, we're talking with Sandy Pofahl, Commonwealth Companies. And with the previous segment, Sandy, we were talking about knowledge, contacts, money, resources, the big things that people need to know about this. You listed off some legacy names of people in the industry, commercial, residential, and then also some conferences, some books, and magazines. But let's get into the drill down. Contacts are very important in your industry sector. Pressing the flesh, shaking hands. So we've got monthly meetings and different events that you know about. Open that up for the listening audience, and then let's talk about money and tools before we close out the segment, all right?
Sure.
Okay. Contacts. Let's lead us off. Where are you going to find contacts, and where can people who are looking to improve their skill level, whether they're personal investors or the professionals, go to get more business and get better business?
Okay. We are really blessed being here in Dallas. I mean, this is, to me, the focal point of real estate in the United States. Sort of a, broad statement, but there is so much happening here. I mean, for instance, a number of groups that I go to, that I attend, great people to meet with. One is, for instance, it's called The Last Tuesday. It's at the Ritz-Carlton down at the Rattlesnake Bar here in Dallas. Ritz-Carlton, called Last Tuesday. Good place to go in and meet people in the real estate and the legal community. Another one, there's a monthly meeting called the REI Social Club, and that's put on by Bay Mountain Capital. Went to that last night. There were probably, I would say, 120 people there, all in the real estate business. Good people to just go in and schmooze with, talk with.
Where was it?
It was in Plano. I called it the Upper Crust. A 3-story restaurant. We're up on the top floor, and it's absolutely a great experience. But there are all sorts of groups, that are real estate oriented, that somebody's interested. They learn about these groups and then go to them, and it's a great group of people.
All right. Then you have, I'm looking at the list of these things. You have Christmas parties, meetup groups. Walk us through corporate and industrials. How can you utilize some of the things people may not think about in order to participate in Christmas parties? Kind of a closed-knit circuit sometimes.
It sort of is, but I mean, like if you have a CPA firm that you work with, go to the CPA firm, go to their Christmas party. Great way to meet people. You meet not only the people with a CPA firm, but you meet all their clients that are there as well. I bought Texas Steel over in Fort Worth. I had a very good design for it, worked with an architectural firm. There is like 5 or 6 years ago. Still, they had a big open house 2 weeks ago. I went there. I met not only the architects again, but the banker that I'd worked with and a variety of other people. So go to the Christmas parties, the open houses and such as that. You meet a great number of people. When I was a home builder here in town, I joined the NAHB, National Association of Home Builders, and go to there. They have a lot of social activities, and you meet all the other builders. And then if you need a contractor, if you need a foundation man or whatever else, you talk to other builders, and they'll refer you on to subs that you can work with. So that's one great area. Right now in Dallas, there's, I wouldn't call it a phenomenon, but it's called Meetup. Meetup.com. I think everybody's pretty much heard of it, but I mean, if you want to dance, if you want to cook, if you want to do a variety of things, there's probably, I would say, 4,000 meetups here in the Dallas area right now. But in real estate, there are some definite real estate-oriented ones. One of the largest ones is called the Roddy Roundup. That's George Roddy. They publish the foreclosure lists, and he does a monthly program out at the Addison Center. He has 2,300 people in his meetup group. You can go to meetup.com, join it, and you will get notices of when his meetings are. And he has a good lecture program. And then afterwards, he has some sort of informal booths that you can go meet lenders, suppliers, and such as that, people that give insurance on buildings. Then there are some other meetup groups like the Real Estate Investors Training, Texas Tax Sales, Flip That Contract, Dallas Real Estate Investors Association, and Dennis Henson's Easy to Own. So there are a lot of meetup groups you can go to that are quite informative and helpful.
Okay. All right. And then those are events that people can find easy. They just Google them,
Correct.
and they're open to new members coming in, or is it
Totally
kind of
open, no charge, 99% no charge.
okay. All right. What about the money though?
Money is fun. You need money. To begin with, you just need money to grease your wheels. I mean, you need to be stupid. You need money for your apartment, your car. You have to have enough resources to just be able to function on a day-to-day basis. But then you need it basically to join the National Association of Home Builders or have memberships. Then you need money for signs and such as that. You can use other people's money to get started. But if you make $100, spend $50 to go into and expand your service, but save $50. In time, have your own cash flow that you can deal with. So, but there are other sources that you can get now for money. There are companies you can use. I mean, there is Graham Capital is excellent. Bay Mountain Capital are good sources for your standard lending companies. Mm-hmm. Banks used to be great. When I got started here in Dallas 40 years ago, First National Bank and Republic were great to work with. But now the banks have pretty much all gone away. It is either individual financing companies or hard money lenders. The companies were the two that I mentioned, hard money lenders. There's like Streamline Funding and Longhorn Investments. There they charge 12 to 15%, 4 to 6 points. So it's expensive, but they make money available. They're far more liquid. So you've got to get a strong enough project in order to support that. And then lastly, there is what's referred to as private money lending. And these are individuals that go ahead and lend money. There are a lot out there doing it. You just need to find them.
What about the partnership approach on that private money lending or the private money versus a loan partnership, equity into the projects?
It's all as negotiated. You come in and say, look, I want to borrow money for this project. It's 8 to 10%. You talk to 10 people, they don't do it. So then you say, hey, I'll give you 8 to 10%. I'll give a piece of the deal. All of a sudden, they may start listening to you. You might get it as a loan, or you might need to give them a piece of the deal once you close. It just depends on negotiations.
Okay. All right. You'd mentioned Bay Mountain Capital, Graham Capital, Streamline Funding, Longhorn Investments. Those four companies that you brought up, you must have some kind of a reason why you even brought them up, why you use those names.
They're in my database. They're people I've met and talked with. They're active in the marketplace. They're good people to do business with.
Okay, so you've already done things with them and felt that you left with a good taste in your mouth, is what I'm hearing.
Correct, exactly.
Okay, all right. Now, tools, the deal sources, because we're not just talking about investors coming. You're trying to develop deals too, right?
Oh, yeah, in real estate, you've got to get deals.
Right.
I mean, you got to get the good deals. There really are. And there are different ways you can do it. There are individuals in the marketplace that make their money finding deals, and they will flip them to you. These are called bird dogs. And these are individuals that, they may be a secretary, they may be an attorney or whatever. They've gone out, they've found good deals, they put it under contract, and it may be a $125,000 house that you can buy for $85,000, and they'll flip the contract to you for $5,000. But they go out and they find deals. I talked to one last night. She was a great gal. And I said, how do you find your deals? And she said, garage sales. I said, what? She said, yeah, I go to garage sales. She said, I talked to the person hosting the sale, hey, you know anybody in the neighborhood? Or I talk to other people that are just looking at old clothes. And I say, hey, do you know of any properties for sale around here? So she uses garage sales to find her deals. There's another one that I have started to work some, and that is city inspectors. I'll go ahead and talk to them. They'll be issuing citations for weeds. And if a house has weeds, there's a problem with that house. And I can get all the list of houses with weeds and go find them. It's a great source for deals as well. So we as individuals can go out and find our own deals.
All right. Then you've also got listed here real estate brokers and your own, just driving neighborhoods and talking to people on your own.
Yeah. Real estate brokers are good. If it's an MLS, generally it's at full retail.
Right.
So I've rarely ever bought anything off of MLS. But real estate brokers will come across deals that the house is so crappy that they cannot list it on MLS, and they'll refer it on to you.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, we're going to have to close, Sandy. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. I'll have you back so that we can drill down into some of these other prospects or some of these other contact that you talk about and some of the processes that you talked about and get a better in-depth idea. So If anybody is looking to reach out to Sandy Pofahl, just get in contact with him. Do you mind if I give you a number out, Sandy?
Sure, that's fine.
972-702-0000. And it's Sandy Pofahl, Commonwealth Companies. And it's Sandy Pofahl was it gmail.com?
No, it'd be cfsandy@gmail.com. cfsandy@gmail.com.
Perfect. Sandy, thanks for being on the show.
Thank
really
you, Michael.
Appreciate it. All right, you've been listening to Michael Yorba, the New Equity Network show, broadcasting to you live on 1160 KBCE, DFW's Business Authority. We'll be right back on the other side of this break. We're going to talk about marketing. David Duggan, CEO, ViralNetworks, Inc.com.